Well, today's March 4th, surgery day, 115 days from Ironman Coeur d'Alene, and it's time to start moving in the right direction to make it to the finish line of that Ironman. I'm Joe Klinedinst of JK Endurance Coaching, and this is my journey from knee surgery to Ironman in 115 days. So I got a call yesterday afternoon from the OSS, and they let me know that my surgery would be today at 10 a.m. Well, I have to report at 10 a.m. Surgery will be at 11 a.m. Just went over the basic guidelines, the big one, like nothing to eat after midnight, nothing to drink after 7 a.m. this morning. So I'm about an hour till I need to leave for surgery, and of course I'm already starting to get pretty hungry. I did make sure to drink plenty of fluids last night. I had about a 2-hour bike session yesterday afternoon, and then made sure that I got rehydrated really well and kind of kept drinking some fluids with electrolytes right up until I went to bed. And then first thing this morning I got up by 6:30 to get a decent amount of fluids in before that 7 o'clock cutoff, so that I would go into surgery nice and hydrated. I've also been really working on the diet since the injury, especially leading up to the surgery, trying to make sure to eat all those things that help the body heal, like the good proteins, the greens, the fruits. Surgery itself should be pretty much a breeze. Like I said, I'll be going under anesthesia around 11 o'clock. And the nurse that I spoke with on the phone said I'm probably looking at about a 45-minute window from once I start, I go under till I'm awake. So within that time, actually get the arthroscopic surgery, go in, do the cleanup, unless anything changes, once they're inside and can see better what's going on with the meniscus and any of the other areas where they saw some issues. Then I would expect to be out of that surgery fairly quick. My wife Danielle will be dropping me off at 10 o'clock. With the COVID protocols, obviously, no one can enter into the surgical center with you, so she'll drop me off at the door, and then they'll wheel me out, I guess, in a wheelchair, whenever I'm ready to be picked up. So it's probably 1:30, 2 o'clock. And then I'll be able to head home and start the recovery process. Comparing this back to about a little over a year ago, when I had my bike accident and broke my collarbone 1 week before Kona. This sounds like a breeze because that surgery, first of all, I went into surgery in a lot of pain. Like today, I have no pain really. Discomfort on steps, and obviously, I talked about it with running. I do have limitations. I can only run pretty slow pace, very controlled surfaces, but biking and swimming have been full force, and just daily life, not too much notice. I don't really notice it too much. Whereas when I had my accident and my collarbone was broken and, ligaments were torn, I was in a lot of pain, and I was hoping the surgery was going to help with that. I don't have too much time till I need to hit the road to head over for my surgery. I have a few things to take care of before I do that, so I will see you and check in after the surgery today. it's 12:32, which is I would say a good hour and a half ahead of where I thought I'd be when I got in for the surgery. The surgeon, Dr. Ulmer, was kind of a little bit ahead of schedule, so they got me in there, got cranking, and everything went real smooth. He came out to see me, and there was no additional things that needed, just a little snip of the meniscus. I would say, like, as far as pain right now, there's pain medicine in the knee, but I really have no pain, just a little bit of like circulation kind of a feeling. And as far as range of motion, I mean, I'm sitting in the car and bending my knee pretty easily. Stood up on it to get into the car, and no pain there either. So all signs are pointing towards good recovery and good results. Things are good. Now I'm just looking for something to eat and drink, since I haven't had anything since last night. All right, guys. Well, I'm back from surgery, and as you see, I moved in here pretty easily with no crutches, which is a good sign. Couldn't be happier with how things went. The surgery was smooth. I was in and out way quicker than I thought I would be. I was dropped off today at like 10 o'clock, and I was out of surgery and ready to be picked up by 12:30. The staff at OSS couldn't have been better. It was a little bit of a reunion of sorts from. A lot of the nurses are people I have known. It's kind of a small community that I live in, and it was a former student of mine was one of my nurses, a mother of a wrestler that I used to coach, and then a mother of one of my kids' friends and stuff. So last year when I was in there for my collarbone, it was quite the party, with all them, and they all know my wife, and we were talking and kind of in there having a good time. Today was a little different with COVID, and my wife wasn't in there, and it was kind of in and out a lot quicker. But it was kind of nice to catch up with them and be around, comforting people that were taking great care of me. And then prior to my surgery, Dr. Ulmer came out and just kind of went over a few last minute details before they took me back, in for the surgery. Again, no complications, no problems. The worst thing was just like the hunger and then waking up with super dry mouth and kind of a raspy sore throat. 12:30, got picked up, hit Jersey Mike's for a sub for lunch. A few hours of just kind of laying around on the couch, chilling out, letting the meds wear off from the IV, the pain meds and such, and anesthesia. But now it's about 5 o'clock in the evening, and I'm feeling pretty good. I've been moving around really well. I'm walking without the crutches, so I did kind of try to use them, but I've had no problem putting full weight on. I don't have full range of motion when I walk. One of the reasons I think I'm been so fortunate to have not as much swelling and not as much soreness is Dr. Ulmer, knowing my desire to get back to activity so quick, he was able to do the surgery without a tourniquet around my quad and hamstring, which is pretty standard for the surgery that I had. That was a really good thing for recovery's sake. So I'm able to really get moving and not be so much hampered from the soreness in there. I have been icing as I was kind of resting today, elevating and icing, just kind of following the RICE protocol. While I was doing that, though, I was also thinking rehab. I was doing some ankle pumps, ankle rotations. I was kind of lightly doing some quad locks to see how that felt, and things felt good. All right, guys, I'm just going to take you through some of the day one rehab exercises I've been doing. Everything's just super easy, the slightest hint of any pain, and I don't push it any further. But like I said, I've been very fortunate to be pretty pain-free with the procedure on my meniscus today. So like I was doing earlier when I was resting on the couch, kind of relaxing, just kind of sitting up, for the quad locks, you can kind of just stay sitting up in an upright position here and just lock in the quad, hold it up to 5 seconds maybe, and just release. Okay, again, I'm lucky to have good quad activation due to not having a tourniquet around my quad and hamstring during the surgery. From what I've been told, it is normal if you feel a little bit of that clicking or popping Similar, I was having those things when I was running. That should all kind of clear up once everything settles down. And the ankle pumps back and forth. And rotations, I'll do left circles and right circles. This is definitely one, even if you're having pain in that knee, the day of surgery, definitely can do these to keep that blood moving. I guess there is a risk of clotting that can happen, so this keeps the blood getting down there into that foot and calf and puts no pressure on the knee at all. Okay, now we'll pop up on our feet for the weight shifts. Okay, so here we're going to just shift. So we're going to get the weight on the left. This is the good leg. Okay, kind of hold. I'm not fully lifting up and bouncing, just shifting there. And we'll go to the right leg and shift. I'm really focused on engaging, locking the quad so that other muscles aren't kind of making up for that little bit of balance that I feel. So I'm holding it there, squeezing that, and I relax it, shift this way, okay? So again, I'm not really feeling any pain with that, so I'll go maybe 30 reps of the shifts, 3 to 5 seconds each way. Next up, we got the mini squats. Again, this will be a progression from today, day 1 of surgery, until I can get down to a full deep squat. So I'm just kind of looking to see, I'm thinking about 30 degrees or so, just based on how much flexion I had. I can go even a little more than that. Okay, getting down, I can probably get down to 90, but we're not going to push anything today. Okay, so just nice and easy. And I don't want to be favoring anything when you're doing these. Getting some engagement here from some of these other muscles. See how much flexion we're getting here. All right, then the last one that I'm going to be doing for today is just a simple heel slide. And this one you can just lay flat on your back, relax your upper body and everything, and you're just going to slide that heel until you start to feel any pressure. Again, a lot of the pressure I'm feeling is from the ACE bandage and the gauze that's around my leg. I feel like, I'm not really being limited by range of motion at this point. Okay, so just nice and easy, making sure everything's tracking nice and straight, so not pulling on any kind of angle. Again, 3 sets, 10 would probably be a good target for these. So that's pretty much a wrap on the day 1 rehab program, working through those. Again, nothing's going to the level of any kind of pain or discomfort, just kind of keeping things moving, activating some muscles, making sure to do things correctly as far as not, starting off right from day 1 with causing any other issues in hips or ankles or anything like that. So being very conscious to do the movements correctly, more so than how many movements you do or how far you go in your squats or anything like that. So just gonna finish it off with a little bit of stretching on the hamstrings, the calves, and then I'm gonna hit the ice, compression, elevation, and then we'll call it a day and get back to work tomorrow. The other thing that was really good that came out of today's surgery was he went in, he snipped off the piece of the torn meniscus, which was pretty minimal in size. He had drawn a picture for me, kind of sketched out what that looked like. And he said in our follow-up, he'll be able to show me all his images, but there was nothing else for him to do, which was a good thing. In our pre-op appointment, after seeing the MRI, he thought there was going to be some other things he might have to kind of clean up, and all the years of abuse of sport and endurance sport that I've had. I was worried that maybe there was more to it, but he was really pleased with what he saw. He said everything else looks great, no signs of arthritis or any other kind of degenerative problems in there with cartilage or ligaments. So just that little snip of the meniscus cartilage, and that thing's going to heal quick, and I'm going to be getting back into what I really love to do. While I was lounging around today, I was looking on Twitter and I came across a tweet from a running friend of mine, and I thought the timing of this The kind of little motivational tweet couldn't have been better. So Steve Horning tweeted this out. He wrote, "You've got what it takes to tackle the tough ones. Stay in the game." And then the quote was, "Strength and character are defined by our optimism and ability to overcome." And I just thought it was super fitting, not only for the circumstance, the situation I'm in right now, as far as having a good attitude about it, and you know, kind of my character and how I like to, you know, strive to overcome anything, any kind of a challenge. But it's also like that quote could almost define my coaching philosophy and just the philosophy I live life by. I love a good challenge. I like to work hard to overcome those challenges. You know, having the right attitude it definitely goes a long way in helping you when you come up to these tough challenges. Thanks a lot for following along today, and for those of you that reached out to me, you know, asking about my surgery and how things went for me. So I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.